What's up, guys? My name is Maddie, and I serve here as a communications director at Restoration Marketing Experts. Today, we're going to be talking about how you can get commercial restoration contracts so that you're building a better pipeline for your lead system and ultimately building a better future for your company. So, if I was starting a restoration company from scratch today, I would focus on building commercial contracts. And this video is going to be explaining why that's a good idea, how you build them, and any other information that you might be curious about. So, one good commercial lead can generate more revenue than dozens of homeowners. If you think about it, if you do one water damage, one fire damage job at a hospital, at a school, at a church, you could be raking in even up to 10 or 15 times more than you would be if you were doing just a residential home, or like a residential home water damage project or a fire damage project. And so thinking long term of building your company, you're going to be spending less effort getting these commercial contracts, because in the long run, these commercial contracts are going to turn around your profit faster and faster and build you a bigger and better company as you grow with less effort, which is kind of fun to think about, that you're building a company focusing on getting a few large leads a year instead of, 30, 40, 50 small residential jobs. So who do you want to target when you're, talking about getting commercial restoration contracts? Let's talk about a couple different people you can target, a couple different groups that are will be helpful as getting your foot in the door, getting your company's foot in the door. The first would be property managers. You want to be in the front of their mind, that they remember you when they have, and not when, it's not if, it's when they have an incident where they have water damage, they have fire damage, they pull back a wall and find that they have a ton of mold. You want to be in the front of their mind, which means building relationship with them. Doesn't mean showing up and trying to pitch, trying to sell them something, because people are doing that to them all day long. You want to build a true relationship with them so that you can show up to help them in their time of need. This might be something like showing up or hosting events at your company, and inviting local property managers for a luncheon, training them in on how to, even how to remediate some of their smaller jobs that maybe you don't want to touch, teaching them what it looks like, how to dry out really small areas of water damage, giving them useful and helpful information that they can use and remember your company in the future, so that when they find themselves in a situation where they're dealing with more water damage than they can actively fix, they're going to be calling on your company because you've built a relationship with them. The same happens with assisted living, schools, churches, municipal buildings, and HOAs. You want to be building relationships with the people who are, the decision makers in the kind of the hierarchy of these organizations, these companies, because, when the day comes that they do have an incident, they're going to call on you. So let's talk about what not to say when you're trying to target these companies. I think it's really easy to walk in and just try and sell your services. But like we talked about before, that's not going to win when it comes to these, decision makers, because they're used to getting these messages all day. They're getting messages on LinkedIn, they're getting emails, they're getting mail, traditional mail of, different offers of companies coming in trying to partner with them doing business. The bad approach is saying, hey, we're the best, here's our brochure. The decision makers are going to be hearing this every day. They're not going to pay attention to you, and they're not going to want to listen to what you have to say. What they actually care about is a fast response time, communication, documentation, and reliability. So if you're able to, at the same time, build that relationship with them, show those things on your website, either your website or traditional marketing, like printing, giving them brochures, giving them contact information, introducing them to, some of the higher ups at your own company and saying, hey, when you have an emergency, you can call our CEO, you can call our vice president. We want to be that available to you, that when you're calling, you're not just getting some receptionist, you're not just getting somebody that is going to pass you along, you're getting somebody who is a main decision maker in our company. And, just that trust and reliability, that they know that you actually care about them and their facility. So you are going to have to start small with this. This is something that is, it doesn't happen overnight. You're going to have to slowly build these community relationships. Your goal isn't 100 accounts. Your goal is 1 account. So start today, figure out maybe somebody who's local, a local business that you could start pouring into building a relationship with, and helping. And so that when the time comes that they have water damage, fire damage, mold damage, that you are brought to the front of their minds and they call on you. So if this is something that you are curious about, you want to learn more about building commercial contracts, we'd be happy to help with you. Hop on a call and explain a little bit more about what this looks like. So visit restorationmarketingexperts.com today and book a call with us, and we can't wait to see you. Have a great day.